If hard work alone created wealth, offices would be full of millionaires. But they're not. And that creates a strange question. People everywhere work long hours, yet very few of them become wealthy. In this video, we'll break down why this belief feels so convincing, why it quietly fails for so many people, and the 3 principles that actually separate real productivity from simply working longer. Here's a surprising shift: the 3-hour rule. Think about the last time you solved a difficult problem, wrote something important, or designed a plan. That kind of work rarely happens across an entire day. Most people think productivity means working hard all day. But studies of top performers show something different. Their most meaningful work usually happens in about 3 to 4 hours of real focus. Not 10, not 12, just a few hours of deep thinking. Because that kind of work is mentally expensive. It demands concentration, problem solving, and sustained attention. After a few hours, those systems start to fatigue, and your brain begins searching for easier work. Small tasks, quick replies, routine updates, things that feel productive but don't actually move important work forward. So instead of stretching deep work across the entire day, compress it. Protect a small window of intense focus. For example, imagine you're writing a proposal. Instead of touching it between emails all day, you block 9 to 12. No meetings, no messages, just the proposal. 3 focused hours later, the draft is finished. What once took days now finishes in a morning. Not more hours, just better ones. And once you realize this, another question appears. If your best work only happens for a few hours, when should those hours happen? The next shift is about when you work. Protect your peak hours. Most people schedule their day by the clock, but the brain doesn't run on time. It runs on energy. Researchers studying performance notice something interesting. Our mental ability isn't constant. It rises and falls during the day, in predictable patterns. During certain hours, your mind is sharper. Attention is stronger. Thinking feels clearer. For many people, that window happens in the morning. Later in the day, that energy fades, and difficult work starts to feel strangely avoidable. So the smarter move is simple. Use your peak hours for the work that requires thinking. Push everything else outside that window. For example, you need to design a strategy presentation. Instead of starting the day with messages, you open the presentation first, 9 to 11. Your mind is fresh. The ideas connect faster. The structure becomes clear. Routine tasks can wait, because they don't require your best thinking. Not more hours, just the right hours. But protecting those hours isn't enough. The real question is what you put inside them. Start with the one thing. Most people begin the day by reacting. Emails, messages, small requests. And suddenly the morning is gone. But productive people start with a different question. Not what should I do next? Instead, what's the one thing that would make the biggest difference today? Productivity researchers and high performers often return to this same idea. One important task usually creates most of the real progress, because not all tasks matter equally. One task can move a project forward, while 10 others barely change anything. So the goal isn't to do everything first. It's to identify the one task that moves the work forward. For example, you start the day with a long list, messages, updates, a few small requests, and one unfinished report that actually determines the project's progress. Instead of clearing the small tasks first, you begin with the report, the task that actually moves things forward. Before messages, before meetings, before everything else. Not more activity, just the one task that moves everything forward. Of course, real workdays aren't perfectly controlled. Schedules shift, unexpected requests appear, and sometimes the day fills up before you planned it. That's normal. The goal isn't to control every hour. Most people can't. But even inside a busy day, there are still small windows of real focus. An hour, maybe two, enough to move important work forward. So productivity isn't about managing every minute. It's about protecting the work that actually moves things forward. At the beginning of this video, the idea seemed simple. Work longer. Eventually, you succeed. But the real pattern looks different. Progress doesn't come from filling more hours. It comes from protecting the few hours that matter and using them for the work that actually counts. Productivity isn't about how long you work. It's about what you choose to move forward. Not longer days, just smarter work. And if you want more productivity myths broken down like this, consider subscribing.